this game just can't escape controversy. And it seems like they're stepping in it again. Now, they've stepped in it a few times. Now, when this game first released, the first time they stepped in it was with optimization. It had a lot of issues on people's mid to low level PCs. I don't know if it had issues on consoles. I know some people who played on consoles, they didn't run into issues. Now, I didn't run into any issues on PC, but a lot of people did. And so much so that they got review bombed on Steam and went mostly negative within the first few hours of the release. I don't know why they plan to optimize it this way. I mean, Monster Hunter Wilds did the same thing. They need to start optimizing their game. First impressions are so crucial with games, crucial with anything in life, really. Games, movies, products, women, men. First impressions matter. And if you have a negative first impression, it's going to be very hard to overcome that. Now, that hurt their sales. When I looked at ChatGPT and saw what their sales was like, it took, I think, for development and production or whatever, marketing, it was up to $50 million to make and produce this game. And they let me pull that one back up again. It's estimated that potentially towards 30 million in the first month, as far as how much they made off the game, perhaps 60 to 100 million total if it maintains strong momentum. So look, I think they're struggling to make their targeted goals. I really do. I think they got really hurt by the optimization there. I saw a lot of people online talk about how much they were looking forward to this game. I played to buy this game, and when the optimization issues popped up, they're like, nope, nope, I'm not buying it. I'm saving my money. So since they're struggling to hit their sales goals, they decided to try to placate the Chinese market. I think the guy was warned about this beforehand. I seem to remember reading about this. People in his development team warned him. Some people left because of this. And so now he's placating them. Wuchang Fallen Feathers patch 1.5 censors historical Chinese bosses and lowers difficulty. If you're not familiar with it, I did a video earlier on this exact topic. A lot of Chinese people are upset with Wuchang Fallen Feathers because of how they depict certain historical characters from, I guess, the Ming Dynasty. And it seems to have impacted the sales of this game in the Chinese market. And they definitely need those sales. They may not have made enough money off of the West like they wanted. So now they're having to make sure they really try to shore up some more sales from the East side of things. So what it is they've done is Wuchang Fallen Feathers patch 1.5 censors historical Chinese bosses and lowers difficulty. The Chinese Souls-like game Wuchang Fallen Feathers has just been hit with a wave of censorship in its latest patch 1.5, and players are not happy with the changes. Some report that the game has become much easier. Certain enemies no longer attack on sight, and its themes of death and rebirth have been heavily altered. Now, Lance McDonald over on X basically said, Wuchang patch notes says they optimize the exhaustion animation for certain NPCs. What exhaustion animation are we talking about? Because as far as I know, I have not seen an exhaustion animation for NPCs. Surely they're not talking about like when you stagger them, right? And what that means is they made it so you can no longer kill any historically significant bosses or NPCs. And instead they just get exhausted and relax after the fight and talk to you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you? Holy shit. They really look. Here's the thing. This is crazy. And we know why they're doing this. Their sales has not been where they want it to be, especially not in the West. And they've had nowhere near the sales level in the East that they probably would have wanted, especially if you compare it to Black Myth Wukong, which had millions and millions of dollars worth of sales. I mean, they made $1.2 billion of sales off of Black Myth Wukong. And this game's not going to get anywhere near that. Not that they probably was hoping for that or wanted that, but they're not going to get anywhere near that. Players on the game subreddit have noticed major changes to dialogue and NPC behaviors, though these revisions were never mentioned in the patch notes. See, that's another thing that gets me. If you're going to make changes, if you're going to censor your game, hiding it is just going, one, you're going to piss people off to begin with. Two, hiding it's just going to piss people off even more. That's the whole point of patch notes. In my opinion, things like this, where you're changing a game like this, that should have been notated in the patch notes. And if you hide that, you're just going to piss people off. Lance McDonald also documented these unusual changes, pointing out that key parts of the game's lore have been rewritten to address pressure from Chinese players who disliked how certain historical figures were portrayed. One notable example is a major boss fight with late Ming Dynasty General Zhao Yang. He's the guy in the white, if you guys have played the game. Previously one of the hardest encounters in the game, complete with one of the best arenas in any Souls-like, the fight has now been altered so that Zhao Yun praises Wuchang and calls the battle a trial rather than stopping his bloody quest for immortality. Even his name has been changed to Zhao Yun's spirit. Holy shit, man. So you're fighting the spirit now. So right here, this is what they're talking about. Let's look at this. Before the change, the mortal dream fades. My tale concludes. I understand now all is as it should be. So again, cycle of life and rebirth, right? After it's still set on this path. Good. That was the trial's purpose all along. Ha 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 ha. So fucking stupid, man. So stupid. It's messing with the whole point of the story. The boss fight with Zhang Zhaozhang has also been heavily censored. Originally, defeating him meant ending his dream of immortality. Exactly. But now he is described as merely exhausted. Instead of fading away after the fight, he remains and speaks with Wuchang. Several other historical bosses have been given additional dialogue where Wuchang says, I will continue your legacy after defeating them. Now, my only concern is this might be a spoiler. Let me see if it is who I think it is. Okay, it's not. It's not who I think it is. All right. I mean, Chinese name, I don't recognize them. All right, but so good. It's not a total spoiler. Okay, good. So yeah, I mean, this is nuts, man. This is crazy, completely crazy. Gameplay difficulty has been further reduced as farmers, Ming soldiers, and other peasant civilians can no longer attack Wuchang. This significantly changes one chapter of the game that was previously among the hardest, allowing players to breeze through without resistance. I think I know the location they're talking about. And if those people aren't there attacking me, I'm breezing through. I'm walking through everything. Very little things I need to be worried about, which is ridiculous. Not to mention, how is that going to make it to level up? Because those people are kind of like a lot of the things that you fight on the way to get experience. I mean, where's the experience going to come from? Are they adjusting it so that you don't end up underleveled? It is also worth noting that Wuchang Fallen Feathers displays a prominent disclaimer on startup. I love disclaimers, man. Stating that it is a work of fiction and should not be taken at face value. However, it appears that Leany's Games has caved into the pressure of angry Chinese players and rewritten key elements of the game's central theme of immortality, undermining its original message about people refusing to let go of the Ming Empire. The game's subreddit moderators have reportedly begun banning any discussion of censorship. Of course. I mean, look, that's what Reddit's known for. If Reddit's not banning people, then Reddit's not doing their job. I agree with this article. This has been the most bizarre post-game update in a video game this year, and that's not even accounting for Mind's Eye's shoddy development roadmap. I completely agree. I can't think of another video game where something like this has happened. It's ridiculous. Wuchang Fallen Feathers is a fantastic Souls-like game, but with patch 1.5, the game has turned into a complete mess with its heavy revisions due to cultural reasons, and that's a shame. It is a shame. And I just started my New Game Plus. I was going to, maybe stream it in Discord. I wasn't going to stream it on YouTube potentially too much, maybe as a casual stream. I wasn't going to stream the whole playthrough like I did the first one. But look, I really loved this game, man. I really did. I thought the game was fun. The combat was fun. The character was well designed. I liked that you could transmog and dress up the character in very skimpy revealing outfits, and you could dress her up in cool armor, so that you could kind of feel more like a badass. I thought it was really good. But this kind of kills my desire for this game. It really does. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I'm going to continue my New Game Plus. I really don't know. That's me talking. But on the other hand, my logical side of my brain here is saying, if they're going through these steps, again, it's because they need more money. And they're hoping they can salvage the Chinese market, not just for this game, but probably their future games. Because what I've noticed in video games specifically, I mean, this is other things too with products, but anytime you make a product, if you make a bad product, you get a certain reputation. And that reputation follows you. So if you try to make a new product after that, well, guess what? Your sales are going to be hurt because your reputation is that you make bad products. And that maybe they're trying to avoid that reputation. I don't know. Maybe they're thinking of the future and other games they might put out there. Who knows? But it's sad to see it go this way. I really loved Wuchang Fallen Feathers. Like I said, I don't know if I'll complete my New Game Plus. This kind of annoys me enough to the point where I'm tempted to change my review on Steam. And I don't review games on Steam. I don't leave reviews. I did on this one. That's how much I like this game. It felt like I needed to put it out there because it had all the performance issues and the reviews are already pretty negative on it. So it's ridiculous. And that's a whole nother point. This game has been surrounded by controversy, and they just can't get away from it. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got for you. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will talk to you guys later.